Hello my dear friends, my name is Sanne and welcome back to another beauty video. As you can see, this is a weird setup. I look very underdressed for the occasion. This is because I already filmed this video, but my camera decided to corrupt the first few files, so my intro is gone. So I'm just doing this quick little thing. I'm doing an Halloween anti-haul. I'm just discussing some Halloween collections, makeup collections that I have seen. I'm gonna discuss what I like and what I don't like about them. And it's kind of it. And my previous intro used to be way longer, so I'm gonna keep it really short. Anyway, let's get right on into the actual video. Just gonna talk about everything, indie brands, mainstream brands, just basically every Halloween collection that has popped up somewhere on my feed and has drawn my attention. And I just want to talk about all of it, discuss what I like, what I don't like, and most likely why I'm not buying it, because as of now, I have not bought any Halloween collections or Halloween makeup, at least. Also, mainly just as a disclaimer, I'm extremely satisfied with what my makeup collection looks like currently, and I'm not looking to add to it specifically. So it must be something that I really like before I'll actually buy it. So that's mainly why, but I'll also discuss what I like and what I don't like about collections. So enough talking, let's just quickly get into all the pretty collections and such. So what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna make it easy for myself. I'm gonna open up the Trend Mood Instagram. Not the biggest fan of Trend Mood, but they do have all the collections always, ready to go. So I'm just gonna check out that one. Let's start with this collection by Profusion. It is a rituals collection inspired by, I guess, spooky rituals, since the palettes and the packaging look like a Ouija board and Ouija like sign thingy, like the glass thingy. Living for the aesthetic, but the colors are just not for me. The big palette, it just doesn't scream Halloween to me. There are a lot of light shades. I don't understand why there are face shades in there as well. I never like it when eyeshadow palettes also have face products in it, because when you buy the colors for eyeshadow that you want, you don't have the face shades that fit your skin tone, for example. So like this as well, that bronzer or contour or whatever looks extremely orange, which is not gonna fit me. The blush I will probably like, and that highlighter is not gonna, it's just gonna be too dark for me, and it's also gonna be way too light for a lot of darker skin tones. So I just don't like that combination. I never do. But yeah, the shades in the palette, maybe I would have picked like the center 9 pan. I maybe would have liked that. And there's a lot of extra stuff. Glitters as well, I'm pretty sure. Like there are quite a few fun things in here. The issue I have with Profusion is that shipping Profusion products over to my house, the shipping costs, people, it's like over 30 or 40 euros, just the shipping costs. Then besides that, I also have to pay customs, which are going to be huge since the shipping costs are already 40 euros. So it's not a financially wise decision for me to buy Profusion products at all. But in general, I like the aesthetic. I don't like the big palette, but I like the separate other little products kinda. So I don't know. I'm like a bit mid on this collection, and honestly I had already forgotten it before I'd opened this page again, so didn't make that great of an impression in my brain apparently. Next up we have the Makeup Revolution Beetlejuice collection, which I freaking love Beetlejuice. I would buy anything Beetlejuice if it's not too expensive. One thing that I must say when I look at this collection, the only thing I can think of is the Melt collection. I think Melt did a Beetlejuice collection last year, right? Tell me I got that right, please. But like the Waiting Room palette, and they have had another one. But anyway, those palettes, they looked so yummy, so good. I freaking love those. And then you get these palettes and it's just underwhelming. when you've seen the Melt Cosmetics ones. And just all the little add-ons in this collection I don't enjoy. Again, there's a highlighter palette. I think only one shade in that highlighter palette is gonna fit me. They have like 2 small palettes. The one that has the beetle on it, I myself am strange and unusual. Like that is waiting room palette vibes, but done less well. And also Makeup Revolution shimmers are definitely not great. I am past considering buying Makeup Revolution eyeshadow. Like base products and such, I kind of vibe with it. I have some of their products that I really like, but eyeshadow wise, I have decluttered a lot of their products. I only have 2 palettes left, and one of those palettes is the Nightmare Before Christmas eyeshadow palette from 2 years ago, I think, which I only bought because it was Nightmare Before Christmas. The shadows in it, not great. I barely ever use it, especially the shimmers, but the packaging is just great, and that's why I bought it. So looking at this palette, I'm sorry, but the shimmers look atrocious. And then the other small palette, it's boring. It's supposed to be purple, but there's not much purple in it. And then the big palette, when looking at these swatches, I do like the shade range. I enjoy it. When I look at these swatches next to each other, I actually thoroughly enjoy it. I would have wanted the shimmers to be a bit more sparkly, but in general, great shade range. I freaking love purple and green as eyeshadow. The packaging, I just don't vibe with the packaging at all. For some reason, those pants, those oval pants, look too small for this size palette. And they of course did that so they can do like the beetle shape around it. But I really couldn't care less about that beetle shape. Like if the palette was smaller and it did normal circle or square pants without that beetle shape, just closer together, I would have liked it a lot more. And then I might have considered buying it. But I also don't really vibe with palettes that open up like that, like a book. I don't know why. I don't have a palette like that, but I don't vibe with it. Rest of the collection, I understand what they were going for, but also, no thank you. Also the swirly liners, they're weird. Am I supposed to, when I want to use black, just go like right on top of that black swirly bit? It's so weird. Then let's see what we have next. We got this palette, the Spooked palette by Gourmand Girls. And it's a collab with Doodles by the Bunny, who draws palette concepts. This palette does give me more spooky vibes than a lot of other palettes and collections, but I don't like it. I don't like the color story. I don't know why, but I just don't vibe with it. The first thing my brain starts to do is look for shade pairings, like things that would easily go together, so I can do creative looks but also just pop on a few colors together quickly. And there's not a lot of combinations that my brain is thinking of that make sense. I don't know. I think it's just a bit too jumbled and a bit too many colors for the amount of shadows this palette has. So not my favorite. I do like the little imprints. I like the packaging as well. It's cute. I just really don't vibe with the colors for some reason. Then I don't know if you can necessarily call it a Halloween collection, but I will classify it as such. It's the Snitchery X Colourpop collection. I love Snitchery. Great person on the interwebs, great content, amazing. I am just quite disappointed in Colourpop recently with the collections that they put out, the amount of collections that they put out, and also some of the collabs. The Harry Potter collab, for example. Just, especially the entire thing of them apparently monetarily supporting J.K. Rowling. Not my vibe, to say it lightly. Anyway, not a big fan of Colourpop at the moment, so I was quite disappointed to see Snitchery collabing with them, but I think it is a brand that makes most sense for them as a content creator. Because Colourpop, of course, is known for doing a tiny bit more colorful things than the regular mainstream brands, and for a content creator as big as Snitchery, you would expect a big mainstream brand to collab with them. So Colourpop is the expected choice. In my brain, it makes sense. I just am immediately put off by it and I don't really want to buy anything. But the only thing I'm considering is the black lippy, because I want black lipstick in multiple formulas because I look great. All in all, it's a very mellow, very simple collection. Just a few products, nothing too out of the ordinary, so I don't know, I'm not too blown away by it. Then we have, for the first time, a makeup movie collab that I think is done pretty well. Still not amazed by it, but it's a bit better than a lot of the Colourpop collabs that I've seen recently. It's the She Glam Corpse Bride collection. I think the packaging looks great, the color choices are great. There is a great range of products. There's some lippies, there's a really cool blue highlighter, eyeshadow, glitters, a little bit of everything. The packaging, lovely. I don't know if I'm pretty sure I already said that, but lovely. The only thing that I don't like is how pale the palette is. The thing that draws me to this palette is the blues. But when you really look at it, there's only one matte blue and one shimmer blue. And the rest is all just really light grays and silvers that all look alike. And there's brown in there. Don't really need there to be brown in there. So all in all, the shadows in the palette, very disappointing to me. But I do like the packaging and the idea and the color story. It just needed to be deeper, a bit more blue, a bit more dark gray. And then it would have been perfect and I probably would have bought it. Except that it's She Glam. I don't like anything Shein related. Then apparently Trixie Mattel or Trixie Cosmetics also came out with some sort of Halloween collection. It doesn't really say that it's a Halloween collection, but it's in October and it's called the Creature Feature Collection. Definitely sounds like a Halloween collection to me. Plus it is all lip products and all lovely, amazing Halloween fall vibe lip colors that I am actually really interested in, I must say. There are glosses and liquid lipsticks in 3 shades. So there's purple, green and black. And for all those 3 shades there is a gloss and a liquid lipstick, which I think is great. I'm tempted by this collection, I must say. But that's also because I just want black lipstick in multiple formulas, like I said. Then we have the Beauty Boo Cosmetics palette. I don't know if it's Beauty Boo or Beauty X Boo. I don't know, but it's by Selena Boo, I think her name is. Selena Spooky Boo. She's like a TikToker, I'm pretty sure. And apparently she has a makeup brand now, which I did not know. I found that out through this palette. And she brought out a Halloween palette, which is the Spirit Board palette. I'm really trying to get this right. It's a Spirit Board collection, but I'm gonna talk about the palette because I want to. This is also in like Ouija board style. The color story I'm really confused about, but that's also because there's a few marbled shadows in there. And marbled shadows always make the palette look more confusing because there's multiple shades in there, but then when you actually swatch the shade, of course it's one single particular shade. That makes the entire thing look really messy and I can't really figure out like a color story within this palette. Not necessarily getting fall vibes from the colors. I do like the little imprints in the eyeshadows, that's cute. What I don't like is how freaking small the pens are compared to the palette. I don't know, it just looks so out of proportion. I don't like it. It irritates me somehow. That's just me. I don't like stuff like that. So that's why I'm not really enjoying that palette. Next up on the indie radar, we got Shroud Cosmetics with the second Betty Bean. This one they're called now. The second Betty Bean Halloween collection, which I must say, it's like a standard Halloween color collection. It looks decent, it looks fun. The packaging is really, really cute and really pretty. I really enjoy the packaging. The shadows, they're decent. They're not jumping out to me like, wow, I need this. The first one, color-wise, was so much better because you could tell it was Halloween, but it was a way more unique color story. This one doesn't feel that unique. It feels very generic, standard orange, standard green, black, white, you know what I'm talking about. So the previous one felt a lot more unique, but also you had the entire issue of the brand not handling that launch at all, having way too many pre-orders, people getting their Halloween palettes in May the next year, stuff like that. So I don't know, I haven't really been keeping up, but there hasn't been any drama yet from this one, and it has been launched for a month now. So I'm guessing it's been decent. I'm guessing all is going well, because otherwise I probably would have heard about it. So anyway, it's a bit too boring for me. Preferred the previous one. That's it. Anyway, let's see. I think we have some more Makeup Revolution. Yes, we do. Of course we do, because Makeup Revolution pumps this stuff out like it's nothing. They also launched like a circus kind of vibe collection, which, first of all, it's the Escape to the Carnival of what? No, it's the. It literally does not say. It just says it's their Halloween collection. Okay, never mind. But first of all, the palette, the outer packaging of the palette, is so cool. With the clown lady, it is really cool. It looks like some indie brand did it. It's like, it's gorgeous. And then you get to the inside, and it's literally, again, the most boring, non-Halloweenish color story that one could think of. It's only browns and a tiny bit of green, tiny bit of red, and that's it. And it just hurts because that outside packaging is really freaking cool. It is, I must give the credit to them. It is cool packaging, but the inside, no thank you. No thank you. And the rest of the collection seems decent, but the way I look at collections is if the eyeshadows don't pull me in right away, because most of the time the eyeshadow palette is the base of the entire collection. If those don't pull me in, I'm lost for the entire collection, because I'm most likely not gonna get just a lip gloss or just something else, because I always have to order it from outside of the Netherlands. I have to pay customs and loads of shipping and whatever. So I don't know, it's just not for me. And then for the final Halloween collection by Makeup Revolution so far is the Coraline collection, which as soon as they announced that they were doing a Coraline collection, I got sad, because Coraline is such a good movie. It's one of my favorite movies, and I just knew that Revolution wasn't gonna do a good job, because it's Revolution, and usually their collabs with great movies and such are quite disappointing. And yes, those eyeshadow palettes are so disappointing. I also don't understand why Revolution does this a lot of the time. They make one very big palette and then one or two small palettes. Why? I don't understand. And then the small palette is just as ugly as the big palette. So the lip product is fun, but I don't understand why I would want black lipstick and a very nude lipstick in one tube. And then there's just a bunch of accessories and that's it. So, I don't know, it's really a disappointing collection in my opinion. So we're gonna stop talking about it now because it makes me sad. Then we have a collection that I think is done very, very well. I won't be getting it, but I think it's done very well. And it's the Trick or Treat collection by Creature Cosmetics. Creature Cosmetics have always done like spooky vibes. So doing a full-on Halloween collection is amazing for their brand, and getting to collab with such like a real movie, I'm really happy for them. That's great, that's lovely. And it's actually quite a big collection. There's lashes, lips, different eyeshadow palettes, a mirror. Let's see, there's a big eyeshadow palette, there is a contour / blush shadow palette, and there's a highlighter palette. And I think this is very fun. I was just slandering face palettes like 10 minutes ago, but Anyway, these blush palettes, most of the time I have issue with highlighters and contour because those are very, very extremely skin tone specific. Blush, you can get away with quite a bit. And I think these like brownish orangey blushes are really fun and interesting. I think they're great colors, especially for the vibe of the collab and also Halloween. And then the reason why I do like this highlighter palette is because the shades are so interesting. It's not just a basic cool toned shimmer, it's purples and greens and very, very Halloween specific, and I really, really enjoy that. That's very unique, very fun. Also the fact that they have a light gray and a bright blue lipstick, also extremely fun. I think this Halloween collection is done very well. The packaging is great, the products are great, everything has been thought through to the last detail. I think it's great. I think I've talked about like most of them. Oh wait, there's a wait. Of course, the queen of releasing way too many releases at once. Colourpop. They have released another Hocus Pocus collection. So last year they did their second Hocus Pocus collection, and I think the year before that they did like the first. So they did Hocus Pocus, then like Hocus Pocus Remastered, and then this year they did a collection inspired by Hocus Pocus 2, which I must confess, I am not gonna lie, this must be the best Hocus Pocus palette they have brought out yet. The colors are great, very fun, inspired by the different characters, and you can do quite a lot of different things with it. I think the palette is really well done. The art is also very fun. Everything is really bright colors, I like it. I think it's a cute collection in itself, but like mainly the palette is just the best out of the 3 that they have released so far. That's my general opinion on the palette. And I think those are mostly all of the collections that I have seen on my feed in the past few weeks. Of course, I have skipped a few and I have forgotten a few probably. Mainly indie collections because they tend to not pop up on my feed that often. So if there are any collections that I have missed that you really want me to talk about, leave them in the comments or send me a DM on Instagram or anything. And then maybe right before Halloween I can do a second part to this. But that's just only if I can gather enough stuff to do a little chat about, because otherwise the video is gonna be like 3 minutes. And it's a bit too short. Let me know what you think of all of these collections that we talked about today. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me at all? I love to hear all of your opinions. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. If you want to see even more from me, my blog, my socials, my gaming channel, and everything else you need to know about me is linked down below, so you can check that out as well. And that's gonna be it for me today. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Toodles!